Hey, whoa. How you doing, guys? Jeff Hanson here, aka the Silver Fox. Just excited about what we're sharing with you today. Today is like the 3rd of December, 2020. Of course, it's been a trying year for everyone, and I hope everyone stays safe, everyone is healthy, and everything's doing fine from that respect. Okay, we have definitely a challenging year to recover in front of us, and I'm just going to share something that I think will help us overall succeed in almost any endeavor that we're going after. I got a fantastic topic today, which I think is an incredible topic to do. It is the difference of what is motivation, what is inspiration, how do they interact with each other, and is motivation inspiration? Is inspiration motivation? Do they matter for success? These are some of the questions that I'm going to answer in this video. It's going to be between 15 and 20 minutes long, but I promise you, if you get a notepad and pencil, it will change your life if you apply the principles that I share with you. Now, if I mention any books, it's usually coming from what I call my secret sauce website. I will share the link in the description. If you, no, I don't want you to go link now. Later on in the description, I'll put it. It should be on the screen somewhere, but it's definitely going to be in the description down below. If I always mention the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Crawford, who has helped me get started in this, helped me understand the difference, understand the whole concept of digital real estate and creating my YouTube channel. And I'm just so thankful for him. Also, my Facebook group. You really need to join or befriend me on Facebook so that you'll get my Facebook Lives every day. I do a Facebook Live with me live working out because I've gotten a lot of responses, and people say, well, you're in great shape and there's no way you're almost 60 years old. I'll be 59 next year. So that's something else. I'll share that link down also. And also, like I said, Zach Crawford, who I always mention, I will share the link if you want free training from him that'll get you started. And really, I promised you, and I will always hold my promise, I will never bring you any garbage. I promise you. I will never present a scam. I will never present something where you will waste your money. But what I will tell you is that if you put action forth to the programs that I share with you, or the information I share with you, the principles I share with you, I promise you, you will see the needle in your life move toward what you want to be, what you want to become. Because what is the motto of this channel is we help you become the best you ever, because the best you ever will develop your best life ever. Okay. Let's jump on this topic real quick. Let's talk about motivation first. Motivation over the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years has taken a beating. And that is simply because motivation is vastly misunderstood. Okay? Motivation is often compared to joy, exuberance, excitement, stuff like that. That's not really what motivation is. Motivation means, very simply, ought to, meaning it's the reason behind your action. The reason behind your action is it's a motive to act. Motivation, motive and action. Okay, it's the reason behind your action. Okay, what causes motivation? A dream, a goal, an aspiration, a reason. Something that pushes you, something that makes you wake up in the morning, and it creates motivation. Motivation is what moves you. Okay? Is motivation necessary for success? Absolutely it is. Because if you lose your reason to act in a certain way or to do a certain thing, you never finish. You never get the thing done. So you have to constantly be motivated. Are you going to be motivated all the time? I think that you can limit the times of your demotivation to a point where it will not stop you from accomplishing your goals. And this is why vision boards work, because that's a constant reason to do what you should be doing. That's why on my phone, I would show you pictures of bodybuilders and things like that. I have a bodybuilder saved on my phone that I look at every single day because it is a reason for me to go in the gym when I don't want to go in the gym. It is a reason for me not to go get a bag of potato chips and ice cream and all that, and pizza and all that kind of stuff. It's a reason. It keeps me motivated toward my goal, dream, or aspiration. Why is motivation necessary? I just explained it to you. It will keep you on the straight and narrow going towards your goals, dreams, and aspirations. Is it necessary for success? Absolutely it is. Now, let me tell you the limits of motivation. And this is where I think a lot of people lose it and with motivation. A lot of people think motivation is just, and no direction or anything like that. That's not what motivation is. But I will tell you what motivation cannot do. Motivation is not a marathon. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. Motivation is the sizzle. It gets you started. Do you know that your battery is only to start your car? Your battery doesn't run your car. That's why you have a generator inside your car. The battery kickstarts the engine. Then what happens, because the engine is moving, it starts the generator moving, and the generator creates the power that takes your car wherever you want it to go. Try it one day. Start your car up, have your car engine going, and then unplug the battery. Your car will not stop because your generator is running on your generator's power. Exactly, that's what motivation does. Now, if motivation is the fire, then inspiration is the wood. You can go further with the wood burning than with the fire. You got to keep feeding the fire, but the wood, once you get it kindled, that wood keeps burning. As long as you keep putting wood on that fire, the fire keeps burning. If you just go on motivation and tell me if some of these symptoms is some of the things that you've struggled with, because I know there were things that I struggled with, and I still struggle with them sometimes, and I just got to remember this formula. When I get motivated, I start, and I'm going after it. But here's what happens. When life hits you, something comes against you, adversity or anything like that, it dampens your motivation. And then what happens, eventually you stop doing it altogether. New Year's is coming up. What is everyone gonna make? New Year's resolutions. The first 2 or 3 weeks, everybody's on top of it. 4th week, you're gonna have people start to fall off. By the 6th week, 7th week, 8th week, by the 10th week, 85% of people have lost they're off the course of their resolution. Because they don't understand the concept that motivation is not meant to last. It's just to start the engine, to get you started on the right track. Inspiration, on the other hand, now motivation will have you change your actions, but over the short term. Inspiration, on the other hand, inspire comes from the word breathe in. And it comes from the Greek word, the actually Hebrew word, or the Aramaic word that meant inspiration, when God breathed into Adam and he became a living soul. So what that means is simply this, when I speak to you a principle, that's my breath, and that principle, that knowledge, that wisdom goes into you, and it causes you now to see the world differently. It changes your paradigm, and what that does is changes your life. It changes you. And when you change, that's when your life changes. Most of us want to change our life without changing ourselves. And that is the reason why the change doesn't last. I love that when they changed the thing of just don't get in shape, change your lifestyle. When you change your lifestyle, that's permanent, because in order to change your lifestyle, you have to change your life. And to change your life, you have to be inspired. So inspiration helps you run the marathon. It's going to struggle with starting you. So you need the motivation to get you started, the inspiration to keep you going. So over the long haul, you need that inspiration. So you need some type of knowledge, wisdom that's feeding you. that's making you think and see the world differently. But what gets you to that point is the motivation. Why do you want to get to that point? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. I was homeless. So I needed motivation to get me started to reading books, to get me started to looking up people that are masteries and people that are doing well in life and successful people, right? Now, after that motivation dies, guess what happens? The stuff I've been teaching myself and training myself and stuff like that has changed my outlook. So I'm not living the same way I was living before I was motivated. I'm not going back to that guy because now I've taken some stuff that's changed the way I see things, changed the way I thought, and that changes my life. So the person that I was, I no longer am, so I can't go back to that life because that person no longer exists. That's the difference with inspiration and motivation. Inspiration and motivation. Because when you want to speak, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich, A Black's Choice. And he said, you want to be a master enthusiast. He says, you want to speak, you want to think thoughts that breathe and speak words that burn. Those are the things that causes you to move in the direction of your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. So what's going to keep you over the long haul is what? Inspiration. What's going to move you to start? Motivation. What is motivation? It is simply a motive to act. What is inspiration? Inspiration is the articles of wisdom, the particular wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you digest. It changes the way you see things. It changes your paradigm, the way you see things. And when you change the way someone sees things, you change how they react to it. And if you keep reacting to it, it becomes an attribute or a trait that changes your life. And once your life changes, you cannot go back to that same person. There's a saying that says, the mind, once stretched by an idea, never goes back to its same dimensions. That's why you can't eliminate a bad habit. All you can do is replace it. Because once you put that bad habit in your life, it expands the mind. Now, if you take it out of your life, your mind is still expanded. So a vacuum is an unnatural event. So your life is going to fill it up with something. That's why people that usually get rid of, stop smoking, starts to drink. Or they stop smoking or they gain weight. But you can control what you put into that. So when you're motivated, when you have that motivation to move and to act, you start putting stuff in, you motivate yourself to read and study and get information and knowledge on the things you want to do. The type of person that's going to live the lifestyle that you want to live, you now start programming yourself to take on those type of attributes. And that is when your lifestyle changes. Because then you are programming your subconscious mind. And when you program your subconscious mind, which controls 95% of your actions, when you change your subconscious mind, it is true to you. And if it's true to you, you'll walk, talk, act, perform like it. And if you do that in the reality or the concrete world will then form to the energies that you're pushing out, the new energies that you're pushing out. So, quick summary, motivation means motive and action. It starts you. It won't take you the whole trip, but it starts you. Inspiration, once you start it, inspiration, you have to now start taking on different thoughts, ideas, philosophies that's going to help you when you're not motivated. It's still going to have you thinking differently. And when it starts you thinking differently, you'll perform differently, you'll believe differently, you'll walk, talk, and act differently. And that's when your life changes. You'll become a different individual. And that is how you walk into your new level. You don't want, the biggest curse anyone will ever have, and you can ask any lottery winner, most lottery winners, is to go to another level and still be the same person. That's a recipe for disaster. I was telling someone the other day, and he said to me, he said, oh, I know, if I got $1 million, I would do the right thing with it. I said, you'll probably hurt yourself, because everything you're doing a little of now, you'll be doing a lot of with that money. He said, what do you mean by that? I said, well, do you understand, like a lot of people say, well, you know, drug addicts and all that. I said, you know God's mercy to drug addicts? You know what it is? That they don't have enough money because they won't overdose. I know drug addicts around my way, crackheads around my way, that live in my neighborhood, that not my neighborhood, but a little bit farther out from my neighborhood, that you know what? Guess what? They're still around. You know why they're still around? Because they don't have enough to overdose. Prince died, drug-related. Whitney Houston, drug-related. You know why? Because they had enough money to overdose. They had enough money to overdo it. So, you want to be motivated? How do you get motivated? You find a reason. You probably already know the reasons why you want to do something. And what you want to do is put those reasons up around so you can see them every day. Then what you want to do, you want to think about the type of person that could get that. Like the type of person like me, I'm going to buy a Corvette. So my idea, what I have to understand, is my mentor explained to me is that, Jeff, you now have to think about what would a Corvette owner have. How would a Corvette owner live? How would a Corvette owner speak? How would a Corvette owner think? Because you get in a Corvette and drive like you was driving your Ford, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem. Okay? So you have to take on the thoughts of a Corvette owner. So I joined Corvette groups and I start listening to what they say and how they shop and what to look for and what kind of mechanics to look for and how to deal with Chevrolet if something goes wrong. And I start taking on those thoughts. And now I'm starting to think differently. So motive to action, that's motivation. Inspire means to breathe in. When something's breathed into you and it goes down into that subconscious mind of yours, then it becomes a belief. That belief changes your values and your philosophies, changes the way you see life. And when you change the way you see life, you'll change your life. So it won't be just an action, it'll be a lifestyle change. So God bless you. I hope something you got out of it. And remember, if you got any aha moments or if there was anything that excited you, something that's going to change your life, something you're going to practice, please comment down below. And of course, like the video. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And please subscribe so that you'll get all of our content. The descriptions for all the links that I mentioned to you, any of the books I mentioned, is going to be down in the description. Once you do that, also the Facebook page, so you can get all of our lives, our Facebook lives when I work out. And it will help you step by step by step. And any topics that you think I could cover better, anything I could do better that makes the videos more better, more enlightening, more informative, please let me know. And Jeff, AKA the Silver Fox, will definitely do it and get you the answers, as many answers as I can possibly give you. Okay? And thank you for spending your time watching my video. And I would love to see you subscribe. I would love to see your comments. I will answer everyone. I will answer every single one. And like the video. Take care, guys. And remember, become the best you ever. Because the best you ever will create your best life ever. God bless you.